Hey, how you doing, guys? How you doing? Hey, what's up, Acid? Joe, Ch- Chan, Chandrasekharan. That that's a hard name for me to pronounce. Hey, Luke. Hey, Tony. Yeah, the birthday weekend was okay. Thank you for asking. It actually went really well. I'm a family guy, so I spent a lot of time with my kids, with my wife. Everything went good. Thank you very much for asking. Hey, Chandru. Okay, yeah, that Chandru it's easier. Thank you. Hey, Salman, Diana, Wiz. Thank you for joining. So okay, so let's give it a minute just for more people to join. I just want to tell you guys, uh, I'm super happy today. Um, not sure if you all know, but this is not something that I'm, like talking every day or something. But I'm a Catholic. My religion is Catholic. I'm from Mexico, so most of people are from Mexico. We are Catholics, and today for the Catholic Church, it's a super important day because we have a new pope, and it's a super important moment for the not only for the Catholic Church but for the world, because I mean this new Pope Leo the 14th, um, he's a global leader. I mean he was a global leader before being a pope, and now with this new role, I hope we can he can do very important things. So I just want to share that I'm very happy about this today. Um, it was just a few minutes ago, so I'm still very emotional, and well, that's all. So I just wanted to share something personal with you. So that's why I'm super happy today. So okay, okay, guys. Yeah, I know. Aces, yeah, Tony, yeah, that's amazing. That's pretty important for me and for our family. Yeah, that, that's why if you see my eyes, like like kind of weird, it's because I'm still super emotional about it. All right, so let's start with the markets that they are emotional every day, right? Uh, okay. Hey, thank you, Sven. All right, so Apple, we had well today. Let me tell you something that I want you to be aware for next days, or for yeah. I mean something that I want you to know, that again everything in the market happens sometimes and never happens all the times. All right, but this is one of the things that happens sometimes, right? So when we gap up on the overnight. I mean, when we have this gap up on the overnight, because of news, because of the earnings, because of whatever, I want you to start paying attention to the very start. I mean, the very first 5 minutes of the market, because usually, and again, everything happens sometimes and nothing happens all the time. But this is one of the things that happens sometimes. If you don't see strength right at the bat, right at the open, it's very common that the market start try to go for the non-filled orders, right? So all these gap on the market, usually they have orders all the way up or all the way down, right? So usually if you see that after the gap up, the market is not showing strength right at the open, you need to be very careful, because usually or sometimes, but in my opinion, this is most of the times, it goes back to fill all of those orders, and then like it finds liquidity to the downside, and then have continuation. So that's exactly what happened today. I want to show you this. So you watch the pre-market. We had this huge gap up after news, after the meetings from President Trump with the UK Prime Minister, and there were a lot of news coming on at night. Uh, we had this Google lawsuit news yesterday, so it dropped hardly. So we had a lot of news, and a lot of stuff it was going on the pre-market and the post-market yesterday. So but today, look at the indices. I want you, I mean, probably you can't watch here, but I want you to go to your charts and start looking how SPY and QQQ were, looking. So today we hit a few we hit a few nice external liquidity, and that's something that I can show you. So we hit some external liquidity this morning. So this is a SPY after this huge god candle on the pre-market. Look at this, a huge god candle after the pre-market. What did we hit? Well, we hit this week's high, right? That it's on the Monday's high. So we hit this Monday high. So for me, in my opinion, and again, everything happens sometimes and nothing happens all the time, but this happened today. After we hit Monday's high, we needed to come back for all of these orders, on-field orders here. We had yesterday on the post market this huge candle here, and what happened in the morning? Yeah, I mean, we went down for liquidity, then we pushed up at the close, and then came back for more liquidity. So when we had this huge candle here, I was expecting to come back for all of this liquidity. And do you remember this box from these past days? This 562 white box. So what happened today? So this was, I mean, I'm not gonna say this was an obvious play. I'm not gonna say this was an obvious play, but it was kind of expected that if SPY started showing weakness and QQQ started showing weakness, this could happen. Come here, touch this white box. That it has been a very important area for the past days. It was resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, and now today was support. So I was expecting some sort of touches here. For example, we didn't hit this area on QQQ. However, if you do you remember I was saying however too much? Well, it's happening today. So however, we came to this area here, right? So if we cover all of this liquidity created on, do you remember this candle was, this was when the Prime Minister, Canadian Prime Minister was meeting with Trump. So we have all these. So even when we failed to hold this area, we created liquidity here. So today, after looking for weakness, hitting these targets here, remember these blue lines are previous highs on the daily chart. So after hitting these and start looking weak, this was kind of expected to come back for liquidity to this area, just as we did on SPY to this area here, and then start the way up, just as is happening right now. All right. So I just wanted to explain you that again. This is just me sharing some experience on something that I got from experience from making a lot of mistakes. And okay, so I just want you to, to have all of this information for next on the future. If you see something like this, you now have a reference of, okay, well, let me look for this, let me react to other things. So just, all right, so just I just wanted to share that with you. So just give me a yes on the chat if you got something valuable from today's experience share. Can you repeat that? Okay. Well, after quick summary, Joy. So after a gap up, if you see weakness right at the open, it's expected to comfort the liquidity from previous day. Just as we are looking here. This is QQQ. This is a SPY. So both of them, they yes, they gap up. However, they were looking very weak at the open. So they came for this liquidity here and then started bouncing. All right. That's kind of the short story, long story short. Right. Thank you. All right. All right. Elisa, Richard, EA, Joy, Diana, Tipti, Chandru. All right. Sounds good. All right. So now let's go to Apple. So here, okay, so just because we gap up and now we were looking for weakness or we were witnessing weakness, we have to be very careful with our intraday levels, all right? Because like here, we have our, well, this is the pre-market low. So we broke here, but we never came back to for continuation. After, well, yes, we did, but late on the day. So we broke this pre-market low, but we had this 5 minute 5 minute opening range, and we tried to came here, but we never hit the. I mean, this is not a good retest of this 5 minute opening range. Uh, but then we have another leg down for Apple. And what happened here? Well, this was yesterday close. This 196.26. This is yesterday close. So remember, guys, I use this tool from Mina, one of our friends on the community, because it's super easy to identify the daily gaps and these key levels on the intraday price action. But if you don't have this tool, I want you to start drawing lines here. The daily gaps are very important. The 5 minute opening range is very important. The pre-market levels are very important. So I want you to draw these lines because it's really important to be aware of these key levels. So here we broke, had this placement, and then retested this yesterday's close, previous day close. And why this was important here? Well, first, because you can actually here draw an order block, right? Why here? Remember yesterday I was telling you, like, okay, well, the most important order blocks are the ones that are on pivotal levels, like this one, right? I mean, this order block, it's in confluence with this previous day close, and also it's kind of, it's bouncing the price here, and then has more weakness here, breaks this order block, this previous low of the day, because this at the end, this was the low of the day. So once we broke low of the day, that it's an order block, and also it's the previous day close, we have this nice retest. We have this nice retest. And what was happening on the indices? And this is the reason I have these circles and white boxes on my indices. I want you to take a look to this. So here, so right here on this. Oh, right here on this retest here of this order block, what was happening on the indices? They were also retesting the order block they created on the first low of the day. So low of the day here, this is the first low of the day, order block here, retest. First low of the day here, order block here, retest. Okay, so now, well, it was here. It was here. I'm sorry. So it was here. So now we can see weakness on the indices on a pivotal point or on a key level. And now we can see weakness on a very important key level that was previous day close on Apple. So, okay, so now let's say that you start a short position here right when this candle it's, let's say it's below the body of the previous candle. You have your risk at the top of this candle, or you can say, okay, well, let's go to the top of this order block if you draw this order block only for the week. Because remember, at the end, the order block could be the whole body and the other side of the week. But I just draw this order block on the lower wick of this candle. All right. So my risk will be to the top of this order block here, and I was aiming to 195. Uh, I mean, if it was low of the day, it was a 1 to 1.5. I mean, this is not enough. However, 195, it was a relevant key level because it's a round number, it's a side number, and also it's the strike number. And we were below 197.50. That's the next strike. So the obvious strike to the downside was 195. So if you were aiming to this 195, you were able to get a 1 to 4.8 risk reward ratio trade, or 1 to 4, something like this, right? Yeah. So, and you will say, hey, Neto, this is very close to low of the day. Yes, but look how weak the indices were showing. And also here, it was kind of, like these strong breaks to the downside. So remember, when you are going short, you don't need too many confluences. Have you ever heard elevator down, escalator up? Well, this is what happens with shorts, right? So if you see some weakness here on a relevant key level and you are looking at all of these confluences, uh, break and retest of low of the day, break and retest of this order block, break and retest of previous day close, and also it was a break and retest of the almost the same things on the indices. Well, those are a lot of signals for you to take a short position here. So this was Apple. For being honest, I don't see any other opportunity here on Apple, not even on the way up, uh, because look here, well, maybe here, but it was late on the day. Well, it's 11:30, so we said that we will be looking for opportunities from 9:30 to 11 in the morning. So this was out of our scope, but you can see here with this nice reclaim and strength on this after price reclaim yesterday close, this looked fine. However, this was a difference between the indices and Apple, right? Because indices kept dropping, but Apple was recovering here. So because it was against the indices trend, and because the hour of this trade, and also it was the bottom of the range, I wouldn't take anything like this. But if you are looking for opportunities, just with the market structure, with price action here, and also relevant key levels, you can see that this could be a nice opportunity here. I'm not gonna show it, but you can see here how clean was this break, displacement, and retest of previous day close, and then continuation. All right. So anyone took Apple trades? Um, let me go to the chat. Felipe, Neto, to mark levels, it's easier with the hiking ashi or it's better with normal candles? I'm gonna be completely honest. I tried with the hiking ashi because Tony has a video about these candles, uh, but I never seen him using them. And for me, it was kind of trying to rewire my brain about how the candles work and everything. So I don't use it at all. I don't even use any other kind of candles. Um, EA, can you please explain a bit how you draw that order block? I thought order blocks is just wick of the last up close candle. Well, that's it. This is the up close candle, and this order block, it's only the wick, not the body. I mean, you can you can actually do it like the whole candle, right? But I don't like when the price action goes so deep into an order block, so I just draw the wicks here. Um, Lat, how do you mark an order block? Can someone share the link for the order block video here in the chat? That would be easier because I don't want to go super deep on this, Lat. But usually it's when you have like a candle closing to the opposite direction of the trend, that's an order block. But for me, the stronger order blocks are the ones that are created in a pivotal points, like when the price actually kind of reverses a little bit, and also order blocks on key levels, like this one. This is on the previous day close, so that's why it was important for me. um, Deep Apple 1052 and 1053 down close week. Would you consider drawing order 1052, 1052? Yes, I will say that this 1052 will be the order block, and you can see here how it works. Um, Richard, is that a TradingView script you are using for the key levels? Yes. Look for Mina X Trades, and he's the developer for this tool. Uh, Joe, okay. Andy, hey Neto, do you enter on the closing of this green indecision candle? I will have waited until I see the close of the next large candle. Well, again, I was looking for weakness here, and this is not a decisive candle, my friend. I mean, just just because how it's drawn here, you will say that it's indecisive candle here. But I was looking at this when it was actually forming, and the price action here, it was very aggressive, the sellers here. So even when this didn't close like really bearish, uh this candle here and the reaction on the indices, it was just telling me that it was a matter of seconds or minutes to for a weaker price action, and that's exactly what happened here. So as you can see, the we never we never had a candle closure inside of the order block, and that's exactly what we were looking at. Some wicks inside of the order block, but the bodies below of the order block. um, Bob, consolidation can be a form of an order block. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, remember the order block. It's a price range where there is a lot of liquidity. That's why price is revisiting this area, right? Um, yeah. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, the order block from Jack. Yeah, or please ask for the video on Discord and tag me, and I will share I will share there. All right. Okay. Hey, there's Mina. So here's, yeah. Thank you, Mina. All right. So oh, let's go to the next one. The next one is AMD. AMD was acting weird today. Well, after AMD still has some momentum after earnings, but I didn't see too much here. So I was drawing some order blocks here. Can you see here? This order block, it's not the whole candle here. So we were going to the upside, then we have a, a bearish candle here. So I'm saying, okay, well, let's use the lower wick and maybe a little bit of the body, because this 103.42, this 103.42, it's previous day high. So this is an important key level here. And then later on the day, look what happened. So this order block was used as support. Then we have this break is just as a resistance. And then what happened? Again, resistance, and then flip, and it's used as support. And probably later in the day, it's gonna be it. Look at this. It's gonna be doing the same thing. So what is this telling me? Okay, well, the only thing is that it's telling me that it's liquidity around this area, right? So if price is struggling to go higher or lower, it's gonna revisit here looking for liquidity, and this is this buyers versus sellers arena uh, for AMD, right? All right. Okay, AMD. All right. Okay, so for AMD, I didn't see anything here, but this was a nice opportunity to explain a little bit more about the order blocks here. So I think this is a good example, right? This is a good example. Anyone has like more questions about how I draw this order block here and how important was during the day? Let me go to the chat. Mm, thanks for the explanation. You're welcome. Yes, long. Uh, you know what, Joy? I don't have uh, real live data for futures on my trading view, but yeah, we can take a look. Or better, I will look for the SPY. Probably we can use the same thing. Uh, Andy, I would like to get me. Okay. Okay, well, Min is right here, so you can contact him there. All right, so I didn't see anything for AMD. The only thing that I was looking at was this break, this placement and retest of this order block. So when we start looking at this support, and then we have this break, this placement and retest of this order block. Again, I don't like to use this because this is kind of a reversal, right? Like, okay, it's right in the middle of the 5 minute opening range. This actually like the half of the 5 minute opening range. But again, you can see price action working nicely here, right? After the high of the day, you have uh, lower low. Well, this is not lower low. So here it's when everything starts changing, right? So we have here lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and here is the change of character, right? We are having higher lows, and then, well, this is not technically like the higher high, but then we have this one, right? So if you are looking at this, this is textbook market structure, right? So lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So what are you looking here? Well, you can start looking, for example, here, these order blocks, right? So if you are looking at these order blocks here, well, what happened? Breaks, displacement, retest. New leg, breaks, displacement, retest. New leg, breaks, displacement, retest. And what is it? What is this retesting? It's this one. So can you see here? Can you see here, guys? I mean, you can start using the order block for the intraday price action, uh, and then start using for taking position. So here, what it was important here is when we had this break and retest of this order block, what was happening on the indices? Can you see here? It was a break and retest of this order block, and here, well, this is not super clear, but I mean, it's kind of the same area, right? It's kind of the same area here, but if you are looking for this same movement from the whole day on QQQ and your name, well, this is the weakness you are looking for, right? So we have this break retest here, and look at this very impulsive candle. The thing is that here, I mean, if you were like taking a trade here, this was, I mean, your low of the day was this candle, but I mean, if you discard this first move because you were moving around this range for the whole day, so you was actually buying a low of the day, right? At low of the day. So I wouldn't like to take a trade like right here again, because it was in the middle of the 5 minute opening range. This is the 5 minute opening range. So we were at the very middle of the 5 minute opening range. However, as I was explaining, this was a nice break and retest on a key level, and it was using the same levels on the indices. So just for you to understand this. Uh, Alex, with just the wicks is a higher probability candle. He stopped it there because there is a level. Yes, I mean, again, the order block could be the whole candle because, as I said, I mean, the an order block it's a range of price where buyers and sellers are actually struggling, or they are fighting to gain control of the price. But a stronger order block, or an order block that you would like to use, it's if it only retest like here the lower portion of the lower portion of the order block, like only the wick instead of the body, right? So for example here, that's exactly what happened. So it only retested the bottom of this order block. Again, this order block could be like all this, right? The whole body or something like that. But I'm using only the lower wick, and this is a good signal, right? It only retested the bottom of the order block and then rejected hard. So I would like this because it was also in confluence with the reaction on the same key level for the indices. All right, let's go to the next one. Uh, Alejandro, which is it? Richard. Hey, Richard, are you in our Discord? Because if you are, you just tag Mina there, and that will be easier. Right. So this is the trade I took this morning. It's out of an order block here. You will see here. Uh, yeah. Thank you, Richard. Okay. So let me explain what I did. So we have just as most of the market, we had a gap up, but then we had weakness from the very start of the market. And I was looking for some good break, displacement, and retest of the pre-market low or the 5 minute opening range. But I didn't get this. For example, I was looking for this to actually get to the 5 minute opening range, but I couldn't. So I was trying to identify order blocks here. So this was a nice order block here. Why? Because this was the new low of the day. So this was a nice support or resistance for later on the day. Let me actually let, let's do this. And why this was important here? Because it was a little bit below the 5 minute opening range. So we had this uh, break of this low of the day, displacement and retest of this order block here. Let's say we had something like this one, all right? And I was looking at this nice reaction on this candle. I entered here 958, and I totally forgot. Let me be entirely honest and transparent. I totally forgot that Trump was at 10 a.m. So, good thing it was a small reaction here. Well, I took my position here on this 958 candle. I like this strong reaction to the downside. So I opened my position here, and I have my risk at the top of this 942 candle that was the one that actually broke the order block. So I have my risk at this level. And what I was looking at the indices, well, I was looking at the indices with this nice rejection of this order block here. So I have these circles here to explain my thesis or trading idea. Okay, so I took my position here, and then it started reversing. For being honest, on this candle, I already had the finger on the trigger, but what was happening on the indices? Well, the SPY was actually rejecting nicely the order block. So I said, well, let's give it a minute. Let's see what happens. So it's not closing above my stop loss level. That was remember, my stop loss level was at the top of this candle. That was the one that broke the order block. So then what happened? We have this nice drop to the downside. It actually hit nicely and clean to my 189.22 key level on the 15-minute chart. Disregard this 190 and this 189.68. This 190 was just an obvious key level because of strike, round number, and everything. And this 189, it was the low of the day. So I took my first partials here. Yeah, I took my first partial here a low of the day, and then I took like probably like 80% of my position here at this 189 22 key level. And then I was just managing my position here. I said, well, if it closed above my stop loss, well, I'm okay. I was just holding 20% of my position here. But what was happening? It was rejecting again this order block. And what was happening on the indices? QQQ was rejecting nicely the same order block. And QQQ, I'm sorry, and SPY, well, SPY actually went a little bit higher than this order block, but then it reversed. And what I was expecting, well, I was expecting that SPY never reclaimed this opening price. So not failing to reclaim this opening price, rejecting this order block, both indices doing kind of the same thing at the same time. So it pulled down my position again. So I took like 10% here, 5% here, and I closed my position right here at the 189 key level. And that was my trade on Amazon. For being honest, I could close my position here and avoid all these 30 or 40 minutes of punishment, or like worrying about, oh, is it gonna come back, or what's gonna, because at the end, if I close my trade here, I made kind of the same money than than my whole position. And this is something for you guys. This is an experience share, right? Like, I mean, you can do whatever works better for you, but sometimes I'm super sharp with my levels, and I'm actually super good, like waiting patiently for my for price to reach my key levels. But sometimes I'm, I think the word is greedy. I think like, okay, well, I'm gonna hold some of my position here because I'm expecting for more continuation to the downside, and then I have this. I mean, I could be having my breakfast 10:15 in the morning, a way of charts, a way of everything, and but no, I decided to be greedy, and I was waiting for some continuation, and I did. I mean, I did have some continuation, but not too much, not too much. So these are the times where I say like, maybe I was a little bit greedy about this. I don't know, like maybe, if it had reacted from this previous low of the day, maybe it will be everything easier. But you know what? I mean, we had a stronger reaction on SPY, and QQQ was holding. But anyway, I mean, it ended with a nice profit here. But in my mind, I'm just wondering if I could save 45 minutes of, like, emotional roller coaster with this, and looking at charts and comparing to the indices and everything, when I could close here, that it was actually my target, right? But again, this was only like 20% of my position. But I mean, you never want to close your positions in red, right? So I was on a nice profit here. But well, that's just me sharing my experience with this trade. Okay, let me go to the chat again. Sha, did you take Nvidia trade? No, I didn't. But let me show you what I was thinking on Nvidia. Felipe, that was a great entry, also with the confluence with QQQ. Yeah, thank you, Felipe. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I mean, again, when you are looking to take short positions, when you are looking to buy puts, you don't need too many confluences. Remember, when price goes lower, it's elevator down, escalator up. I mean, it doesn't happen all of the time, because in trading, nothing happens all the times, and everything happens most. And yeah, and everything can work sometimes, right? Okay, Lat, when you entered your position, Neto, what was the strike of your put? Was it at the price of your entry level? No, I was in 187.50 puts, because I was super close to 190, so I just took the next strike. I took 187.50 puts. Sha, I am in a buy on Qs. Always a move up right now. Yeah, yeah. That we have we had good news. We had good news from the market, from tariffs, from the Pope. So yeah, we have a lot of good news today. So yeah, markets are pumping, but markets are pumping after coming for this liquidity here, like the high of the day from yesterday. Uh, I have another question, Elisa. How was the 189 level there determined? Well, it's It's just a round number, Elisa. It was just a round number. Very well explained, sir. Thank you. Do you think QQQ short 493 overnight? No, I don't play overnight. Don't ask me about that. I mean, not because I don't want to reply to this, but because am lacking experience to actually be useful for this. After this crazy ride, maybe. All right, so let's go to the next one. Well, anyone took Amazon today? I really like Amazon. I mean, for being honest, I think Amazon and AMD are kind of my favorite tickers. I know them very well, and that's something that I encourage you to do. To get to know your tickers so deep that you know how they react, how much it's the implied move or the expected move for the day, how they react to news, how they react to the indices. All that stuff. It's pretty useful when you are just looking for confluences. Okay. So let me go to NVIDIA. Again, NVIDIA was looking very weak since this morning after gapping up. After gapping up. So what happened today? Again, we failed to hold the pre-market low, this 180, 118.34, 118.34. And so I was looking for weakness here. So we had some consolidation here around the 5 minute opening range. Well, this is the 1 minute opening range. And then we had this break of the previous day high and the 1 minute opening range. And then we had this nice retest of the 1 minute opening range low. What was happening on the indices? The exact same thing. We were actually retesting. We broke, and let me show you here. We broke and retest this 1 minute opening range here. And what was happening on QQQ? Well, we broke and retest pre-market low. So is this a good point to enter? I think it was. So we had this retest, and then on the next candle, I open a short position here. I mean, I didn't take this trade, but I will open a short position here. My risk is at the top of these candles, and I will be looking for, let's say, previous day close. Previous day close was this one, yeah, 117. Well, that's why it was to this point. You will be looking for this 117 here. uh, what do you know? I mean, with the drop of the indices, you had this drop on Nvidia. So this was a nice trade. So even to this was low of the day. Well, let's say the body. Low of the day, it was 124. If you were aiming to this 117, it's a 1 to 2.5. This was a super nice trade. And actually, what I want you to see here is that we never broke a structure here. So we had uh, these lower highs, well, lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high. Then we had this, and this is a lower high. Can you see? This is actually a lower high. We never reclaimed even our entry point. So we had this, and here you will say, okay, well, now I can start looking to manage my position here. But then we never reclaim this 5 minute opening range. So even when we didn't have a, a lower low here, we are still having lower highs. And then we have another drop here. All right. So this is the second chance that I had for this entry here, right here. So why is that? Because this is another break and retest of the 5 minute opening range. And the thing is that what was happening here with the indices. So this is the entry, well, this is the retest, and I will say like, okay, well, let's enter in the next candle. And what was happening? What was happening on the indices? I love it. I love this price action. So we had this huge week to the upside of the order block, and then sellers stepping in, then this push to the downside. So okay, well, here we had some reversal here. I mean, it wasn't actually working really nice, but after going to touch the next order block, then we had a drop on the indices, and that's the drop here. But if you can see here, even when the indices went up to the next order block, they went up to the next order block. What was happening here on Nvidia? It remained heavy. It remained super heavy here. It remains super heavy here. And then with the drop of the indices, what happened? Boom. It went all the way down. So if you open your position here, you never had a candle closer or above your stop loss level. And if you were aiming to this low of the day, if you were aiming to this low of the day, 116.50, it was a 1 to 2.6 risk reward ratio trade. And just because how the price action was here, I mean, you easily could have all the way to at least to here, 116.30, and this was a 1 to 3 point something risk reward ratio trade. But if you were aiming just to the low of the day, this was a 1 to 2.6 risk reward ratio trade. So anyone took Nvidia? Alex, okay. Enter Nvidia puts 919, 919, 919. 919? 1019. You are Central Time. 1019. Something like this. 1019. Yeah, like the break and retest of this previous low of the day. And what was your risk, Alex? No. It's actually not a bad entry. Uh, what was happening with the indices? Well, maybe with a little bit more context on the indices, because can you see here, SPY was actually retesting that order block, but QQQ was, well, QQQ was actually like, you know, if you had this something like here, 919. Yeah, well, it's actually a nice entry, Alex. It's actually a nice entry. Where did you set your stop loss? Ale, Nvidia 955, 955. What you were looking, Ale? Below the body of the 953 green candle, below of the body. You were looking the previous day close? Alex, above retesting candle. Alex was 1019, 1019. You were stop out like here, right? Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Alex, that was a nice that was a nice stop loss. However, maybe what I will do is to have your risk to the candle that actually close uh, that actually broke this level. Well, it's kind of the same thing. Well, it was kind of the same thing. You were stop out like on this candle. So yeah. But okay, yeah, but this is a nice 84% roll opportunity here. So if you had more bullets on the chamber, you could easily take something like this, like here, and well, it actually went good to 116, to 116. So, but for being honest, this was a nice entry. When you use 84% rule, do you wait for a retest or just the reclaim? I use the reclaims because when it's the 84% rule, sometimes it's kind of more aggressive movement, and sometimes it doesn't come back for a retest. So what I do is, if I'm looking for an 84% rule, like it happened here, right? Like, I mean, if you were looking for this thing, even when it even when it stopped you here, can you see this is actually a lower high. This is actually a lower high. So if you were ready and aware of this, you could you could take the reclaim of your level. You could take the reclaim of your level, and this actually worked like really nice all the way to here, right? So yeah, that. But I wouldn't wait for the break and retest of the same level. I will wait only for the reclaim of the level, right? Um, I got scared by the indices, so I closed it. Yeah, yeah, they have these huge candles. Yeah, I know, I know. Okay, so okay, well, those are the two opportunities that I saw on Nvidia today. Uh, let's go to Tesla. So what happened to Tesla today? Well, actually, Tesla didn't have too much today. If you see, most of the day was inside of the 5 minute opening range. So when you are inside of the 5 minute opening range, you you don't do anything. Yeah, you don't do anything. I mean, it's just choppy day. So can you see here? I mean, we broke to the upside of the 5 minute opening range at 11:30 or something like that. So I don't see anything for Tesla today. Boys, I tried 10:10 on Tesla, 10:10 on Tesla. You were trying calls at 10:10. I I will wait. I will wait for more confirmation here, boys, because it was a shy bounce out from the pre-market high, and as you can see here, I mean, this is a strong this is a strong move to the downside, right? So yeah, you had some reaction here on the pre-market high, but I will wait. Uh, Two things. I will wait for more confirmation here on Tesla, and look at the indices. They were below the first range, and yeah, I mean the indices were not helping you. Tesla as well, 951. You were looking for something like this. 951. Mm, I don't know, Ale. The thing is that, yeah, I see what you tried here. I mean, this was a nice break, displacement, and retest of this order block here. You said 951. And actually, you got a nice reaction here. Uh, but look at the indices. They were like textbook market structure to the downside here. 951. Look, 951 here. It's, well, it's an actual retest of previous day high, but look how shy is this reaction here. And what about what about QQQ? It bounced a little bit. I don't know. I mean, you were trying a bounce on the indices, so your Tesla trade can continue to the upside. That's something that it just doesn't fit my playbook. Neto, can you talk a bit meta? Yeah. Another blog you don't like, Neto. Yeah. But can you see why? I mean, I'm not trying to, like messing with you. It's just I don't like it if it's not on a key level. I don't like it if it's not on a pivot point. It's not that I don't like them. It's like this is kind of a very weak order block, right? Um, Boyd, 940, 1001, 1010. Well, let me see 1001 because the other two, 1001, 1001. Again, dude, I mean, if you were looking to the market structure on the indices were looking like nicely to the downside. They were just creating lower highs, and next stop of the boss was lower lows. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry. Um, Thank you, Acid. Yeah, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are having some traction here. So if we can get more people on the subscribers, maybe more people from the community can just join and take advantage of the content that we are creating here. Okay, so okay, well, again, Tesla was inside of the 5 minute opening range, so that's why I don't like it too much. For me, this was just a choppy day for Tesla. So let's go to the next one. This is Microsoft. Uh, this is Microsoft. Okay, so well, Boyd. So first, my friend, uh, again, try to use the order blocks on key levels or on pivot points. I mean, usually the Trump up. Usually the I mean, an order block on a random candle on the middle of the trend. It just, I mean, yes, it has the meaning of an order block because there are orders being filled, but they are not as strong as the order blocks again on key levels or on pivot points, right? Uh, 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 uh. So okay, so this is Microsoft. This is something that I like. This is something that I like. So this, why is this? Okay. Okay, so we try to open to the upside. We failed to reclaim this previous week low. And after we fill this gap, let me show you. This is Microsoft. Microsoft. This was a gap on the daily chart coming from January. Yeah, so after we fill this gap, Microsoft started to follow the indices. So that this is something that I like it. So it was looking weak. It was showing weakness. Can you see these guys? So here it ends. But I mean, you get the idea, right? I mean, we are having lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So after looking at this weakness and being here on this area of consolidation here, right at the 5 minute opening range low, 5 minute opening 5 minute right here, 5 minute opening range low. Yeah, let's see what was happening here on the indices, right? So we had this break, displacement, and retest of the 5 minute opening range, and then we had this nice candle with a long wick to the upside, touch the previous day high, fail to reclaim this level, had this reaction to the downside. And what was happening on the indices? The same, yeah, that was the same reaction on the indices. So if you open your position here on this nice candle here or the next one, you had your risk at the top of this wick, at the top of this candle, and you were aiming to this 436 key level on the 15-minute chart. Yes, it struggled a bit. It struggled a bit because the indices actually bounce to the next to the next order block. But if you were not afraid to hold this position here, you were actually holding two different things. So the opening price, failing to reclaim this previous day high, failing to reclaim this previous day high, and also you were keeping this market structure to the downside. So if you held this, you were rewarded with this one. So, oh, this is just 1 to 1.65. Okay, so I was looking for this pre-market low. It was 1 to 2.2. If you were aiming, yeah, well, if you were aiming to a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade, you needed to be like somewhere between this 436 and this 435.59. uh, but again, I mean, I don't trade Microsoft too much. uh, but this is kind of the reasoning behind this. Failing to reclaim previous day high, market structure to the downside, indices indices having the same reaction. Like, it's this candle here. This candle here is the same on Microsoft. This candle here with this long wick to the upside, it's the same reaction on Microsoft. That's why I like this, but not sure if anyone took Microsoft today. Um, how to difference a retest or a reversal? Brother, you need to wait for the reaction. If you want to guess the retest or the reversal, you're gonna be burned like many times. So for you need to wait for the reactions on the key levels. Mm, I did and I fell with Jack. Yeah, I heard you took two trades in the morning, right? And none of them work. Yeah, that happens. That's why you need to have like very very good risk management. Okay. So anyone took Microsoft here? I don't think so. None of us take Microsoft too often. And then we have Meta. Meta, what's going on here? So it's inside of the 5 minute opening range. Look at this boring action. So just because it's inside of the 5 minute opening range, I wouldn't take anything here. Who was asking for Meta? EA. Can you talk a lit? Can you talk a bit about Meta? Yeah, I don't see anything here. Again, do you remember? I don't like to use the bottom of the ranges as like support, because I think this is kind of a reversal, not continuation. But if I would like these, like retest if this was the top of the range, right? But here, everything here, it's inside of the everything here from opening to noon, it's inside of the 5 minute opening range. Everything here, it's inside of the 5 minute opening range. So nothing here is worth your attention. All right. Let me take a look here. Uh, Andy, I enter Meta long 11:56. 11:56. because these pivots, uh, 1156. You were looking for something like this, Andy? Again, the thing is that this is not high of the day. This is not high of the day. I mean, high of the day was the first candle, right? So I know, I understand this, like market structure here. We broke this and we were like creating higher highs, higher lows. But this is, I don't know, this is not like something on my playbook. Just because it was inside of the 5 minute opening range, that's something that I don't like it too much. You're still looking at Google chart. I don't, but we can do it. We can do it now. If I remember correctly, Tony once mentioned the options do not move nicely. Yeah, yeah. That, I mean, this is Google and not Meta. Oh, okay, well, what we said about Meta? Ah, I'm sorry. I thought it was Meta. Okay, we are going to Meta in a minute. So this was Google. Ah, okay. Google yesterday had a huge drop. Do you remember? It was something about a lawsuit from Apple. But yesterday, I'm sorry. Today, it's kind of just consolidating. I think it's gonna drop a little bit more because when investors, get scared, it's something crazy here. So okay, well, that's why it's consolidating on the 5 minute opening range because it's doing nothing. They are waiting for more information maybe. So now this is Meta. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. Okay, okay. So here we have very interesting key levels. So now let me see. So 1156 on Meta. 1156. Okay. Okay, now I got it. Let me see the indices. 1156 here. Okay, so this is previous week high. This is a key level on the daily chart. We had this break, displacement and retest. Uh, it's above previous day high. I mean, again, this is inside of the 5 minute opening range. For me, it's not worthy because of this drop. And also, look how sharp was the recovery on the indices. And yes, Meta had reclaim these levels, but it was very. I don't know. I don't know how to explain why I don't like this. First, because of the hour, it's outside of my trading hours, and at this time of the day, the volume is very low, and you can see how it started behaving on the indices, right? I mean, it just cool off and slow down a little bit at this time. But I can understand what you did here. So this is a nice break, displacement and retest of this key level of 604.34. And what was your risk here, Andy? Uh, your take profit was the 5 minute opening range high, okay? And your risk, what was it? Like this pre-market low, this 604.34. Uh, Andy, can you tell me what was your risk here? Maybe the just below this key level. If you did something like this, well, this is a 1 to 2.2 risk reward ratio trade. Risk was 603.92, 603.92, something like this. Well, this is not here. This is a 1 to 2 reward rate to trade, but you took, well, that's nice. You said you took your partials here, your your profits here at the 5 minute opening range high, right? That okay. That's nice. That's nice. Um, that's very nice actually. All right. Well, that's the only one that I see. But that, again, I don't like it because it's inside of the 5 minute opening range. Well, this was the 5 minute opening range. Uh, but yes, I mean, I get what you did here. It was having nice market structure to the upside. Again, this is not for me. This is not a good time to take trades because it's so slow, and usually it's the time with less volume on the indices. Yeah, I understand what you did here. That was a nice one. All right, guys. So if you have if you have any other question for me here, this is the time. I want to make an announcement. Yesterday, I was telling you that we are gonna change the schedule for these sessions, and I said that that's gonna be next week, but that was my mistake. It's gonna be the following week. So it's starting on Monday, May the 19th. Give me 1 second. Yes, Monday the 19th. All right. So sorry about that. I know some of you guys said like you were excited about this new schedule, uh, but it's gonna be 1 week later. All right. Okay. So let's go to Spy. Again, guys, I'm not super good at Spy. I can understand the market structure and some key levels here. Let's see what you were trying to do here. Joy, long 1249, long 1249. No strength. I'm wondering what I did wrong. Oh, dude, you did a lot of things wrong. I mean, look where you are entering. First, you are entering kind of the high of the day. What you said, 1249? Yeah. This is actually high of the day. This is actually high of the day. At this moment, is high of the day. There's no key level here other than 570. That if you use that as a key level, uh, if you use that as a key level, uh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what you were trying to do. Uh, Probably it's gonna be easier if you tell me what you were trying to do. I can understand something like this. Uh, Look at this. This is the break and retest of the 5 minute opening range. After this strong move, what's happening here? Well, liquidity from the open. So break, displacement, retest. Here it's a nice opportunity to the upside. Then you break this level and then you break the next level. It's this 568.38. That's a key level on the daily chart. It's previous week high. So you have this break, displacement, and retest. Why? Because there's a lot of liquidity here, right? Remember the highs and the lows of the daily chart. There's a lot of liquidity there. So we came back. These pullbacks here takes continues to the upside, but here, my friend, 1249. That's again. That's high of the day. Uh, I don't know what you did. You thought it will go to 567. Well, we are already in 570. Yes, I thought it will go to the level. Okay. No, well, um, wait. Yeah, now, yeah, you are lost, my friend. You're lost, my friend. Bob, I went long spy 1106, 1106, 1106. Here. Why was that, Bob? This change of character? Change of character on the 1 minute? 1106. Yeah. Yeah. Well, here it's not a break and retest. Uh, this is not, yeah, change of character. Yeah, this is not like a break and retest. This is more like a breakout of the pattern or the market structure. But yeah, I mean, this was a monster trade, right? I mean, where did you exit, Bob? I hope here 570 or something like that. And now you're a millionaire. Now you can get your another Ferrari. Yeah. So this 1106, it's just a change of character here. This 563.21, I don't know. That's a key level on the 15-minute chart. Yeah. Do you remember this? That's a key level on the 15-minute chart. Well, uh, after the reclaim of that key level, that's a nice one. Uh, because also this, right, it's creating a higher low and then it will go for a higher high. 1140, 1141. Oh, dude, come on. That was a trade. That was a trade. Congrats, Bob. Congrats. All right. Okay. Well, that. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. That was all for me. If you want to see any other name tomorrow or the next days, please send me a message before the session so I can prepare something on the chart. And thanks again. Remember the new schedule. It's Monday, May the 19th. And for all of you that just as me, that you are Catholics, congrats. We have a new Pope, and God bless him, and God bless all of you. So thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.